Welcome back. Thank you for staying with us. You're still watching Nile Cruise on the banks of the River Nile here in Manyal Arroda with Rana Al-Assas and myself, Muhammad Abdurrahim. Rana.
The view is the Youth Love Egypt Foundation organized a major campaign to remove plastic waste from the Nile River. These plastic wastes are especially harmful to marine animals. In partnership with the United Nations and Cairo's Sea Scout team, the foundation managed to remove large quantities of plastic wastes to get rid of them far away from the Nile. The campaign does not only aim to clean the Nile, it will also extend to clean and remove plastic wastes from the shores of the Red Sea and the Mediterranean Sea in a number of governorates such as Alexandria, Ismailia, and South Sinai. And to know more, dear viewers, about this foundation, which is the Youth Love Egypt Foundation, we have today two very distinguished guests, which are Thoraya and which is the member of or founder of the Youth Love Egypt Foundation, and Moamen, osama. A very good day.
Good morning.
Thoraya, we have the pleasure to have you with us.
Thank you very much.
And we also have with us Moamen Osama Ramadan, which is a member of the Youth Love Egypt Foundation. Welcome, and we have the pleasure to have you with us.
Thank you very much.
It's my pleasure. Thank you for being with us, both also co-founders of the Let's Do It Egypt initiative. Thoraya, let me start with you. Why did you feel the need to launch the Let's Do It Egypt initiative to clean up beaches and the Nile River?
First of all, I would like to thank you for hosting us. And the Let's Do It Egypt, the Let's Do It, it's a movement that was created in 2007. And actually, it was implemented in 2012 by youth around the world to clean up plastic waste from shores. In Egypt, 2012, there was a meeting in Alexandria to coordinate from people around the Mediterranean to come and coordinate the cleaning up from plastic waste. And actually, two campaigns were held at that time in October 2012, and Moamen was there too. Yeah, the idea was to implement the cleaning plastic campaigns from Egypt and from different countries. The importance of it is that plastic is not degradable, and it stays, and it's a problem to be degradable along the shores. So it kills fishes, animals, and it pollutes the environment when it's burnt. So that's why it's an important cause, because it has to be solved. Around the world now, plastic is not used in supermarkets. It's as plastic bags, and there are measures taken in order to lessen the use of plastic.
Moamen, when will it start here in Egypt to stop using the plastic bags, actually?
When we are talking about the plastic, it's very dangerous to the environment and to the marine animals. It takes a lot of time to analyze, and it's so dangerous. So in Egypt, we are pushing the potential of youth and all of the public sector and the private sector to start using the another materials instead of plastic in supermarkets and stuff like this. We need to implement more and use more materials that is not that can be used more than one and more than 2 and 3 times. So it can be replaced. Yeah, replaced to the plastic bottle. And this is also include in the vision of the Egyptian Vision 2030. One of the main corners of the vision is the environment and how to keep the environment. So we are gathering all the potentials from youth and from governments to start these campaigns, starting from Let's Do It Egypt, and now passing by Youth Love Egypt. We have events coming in April we have in 11th and 10th of April a cleanup events to the Nile. Youth will use the canoe and start cleaning the Nile to raise the awareness about the dangers of these plastic wastes. And then in the 22nd of April we have like a closing ceremony in Sayed al-Sawi. That will be like a closing ceremony, and there is a gifts and prizes to the most creative group that has a lot of creative ideas to clean the Nile.
Fantastic. Thoraya, now the United Nations Environmental Programme selected the Youth Love Egypt Foundation as an official representative in the celebrations of the World Environment Day in 2018.
Yeah.
Talk to us about that.
Our partner Ahmed Fathi was there. He just came from there, from Kenya, to represent Egypt for in the United Nations, UNEP, and he talked about how Egypt is taking a lot of measures in order to help the environment. And there was the title of Women and the Environment, and how women can be close to the environment by taking measures at home and in the society and in their communities. So these ideas we want to transfer from the international conference into Egypt and implement it in order to be able to cope with what's going on around the world.
Great.
Back again to Moamen. Moamen, I'd like to ask you about the events that you're planning on of course, for everyone to know more about the Youth Love Foundation. What are you planning on?
Okay, first of all, our aim is not just to clean the waste, because if we clean the waste, people will come and throw it again. So our main goal is to raise the awareness of people and to change their attitudes towards this kind of bad habits. So when we are making this kind of cleanup, we are highlighting some of the social and economic bad habits that in our society, to just implement new cultural change to these people. So when we are getting these events, we are not aiming just for cleaning. We have like a main goal to change people attitudes, and we have collaboration with a lot of institutions and schools and social entrepreneurs and NGOs. All of this collaboration to push the potential and to push the spot, to put this problem in the spot, so people knows more about the dangers of these wastes.
Yes, Moamen. Now, Thoraya, talk to us about the volunteers that you have in the initiatives. Let's Do It Egypt. And,
we target NGOs in order to be able to help us with the cleaning up. So can I say the names of the NGOs that will help us? We have CSV, AFS. They have and the Kashefa, the Scouts of Egypt. These are very important. They are why we choose them, because they have locations in different parts of Egypt, and they have volunteer programs, and they like to contribute to the society and to their communities. So that's why we target them. And we provide the equipment for them, and when we have the equipment, they come with their T-shirts and their logos, and we sometimes give them T-shirts from Youth Love Egypt, or we have like a logo for the event, and we do the cleanup in the different parts of the governorate.
Do you know the numbers? I mean, do you know how many
there are
people are working?
hundreds of them, actually. Yeah, right. But sometimes because sometimes there are more, and it depends on which category, which level of the cleanup is taking place.
Okay.
But sometimes it's hundreds, sometimes like range of thousands and stuff.
Uh-huh.
So yeah.
Great.
So we want to like the thing is it's not in the number, it's in the making awareness. We can have a smaller group and they can make the awareness. The next level is to target institutions. So the volunteers can work on cleaning up, but the problem is that sometimes the waste comes back. So
I guess you're using social media as well. You must be.
we're using social media. We have the Youth Love Egypt Foundation Facebook page, and we have the Let's Do It
Let's Do It
Egypt page.
Facebook page.
But now we're concentrating on Youth Love Egypt because they're the motor now. They're attending international conferences, and we're applying what international conferences are.
Moamen, you have joined the first culture program under the slogan of Leadership for Peace in cooperation with the Ministry of Youth. How can youth be part of the promotion process of tourism?
Yes, actually, we have made up a project with the Ministry of Youth. That was back in August, last August, and we have invited people from Russia, Arab region, Pakistan, India, Latin America. These youth come to Egypt, and they were provided accommodation and food and everything.
Sorry to interrupt, Moamen. How were you able to reach these youths to invite them here in Egypt?
From social platforms, from social and online platforms. We have advertising our event, our project. So people apply for it from all over the world, and then we made like a selection criteria, and we choose people that have the interests or has the interests related to our project. The project was 5 days in Cairo, including seminars, lectures, and at the end, then we have traveled to Sharm el-Sheikh to let them see the beauty of Sinai. And then we have back again to Cairo. Then the closing ceremony was attended by Dr. Khalid Fouda, the governor of South Sinai, and Dr. Ashraf Sobhi, the Minister of Youth.
Great. Thoraya, we want to know your vision about how can protecting the environment boost tourism? How can it help tourism?
Actually, there are many ways that this can happen. First, there is through the cleanup campaigns. There are some exchanges and some conferences around this topic. So this environment there is like the conferences, tourism, and all this. So this could happen, and so through exchanging volunteers that are interested in cleaning up, and also through يعني health in tourism. When people come, they want to volunteer from or attend a conference. They see the touristic sites here in Egypt. They do the health, environmental tourism, and they are interested in environmental issues. Actually, nowadays, the environmental topics are very important because people realize how pollution and the waste of plastic and all this is coming into scene. So the environmental tourism is actually a hit now, and it could be very good.
You've joined the global event World Cleanup. What were the events launched in Egypt to commemorate the day?
Okay, just a brief about the World Cleanup Day. It's an organized day by Let's Do It World Foundation.
You said world?
Yeah, World. Let's Do It World Foundation. This is the headquarters of the organization in Estonia, in the heart of Europe. So the event was World Cleanup Day. Was organized by the by the foundation around all over the world. That was October 2018.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we have joined the day by cleaning up in some of the places in Alexandria, like Anfushi and Gleam, and some of the places in Cairo as well. We have participated in the event in the same timing of the World Cleanup Day.
Yeah. You've also, guys, launched a beach cleanup in Dab, I believe, involving Bedouins
Yes.
and tourists as well.
Yeah.
Who can talk to us about this experience?
Yes, Thoraya can speak about that.
Yeah, actually, it was in 2013 where there, from Youth Love Egypt, they when they started their campaigns, they went to Sinai and they worked with the Bedouin community and the tourists and students in order to do the cleanup. And actually, it was organized and with the coordination also with there is the governor there. He knows about it, and so
Yes, I want to add something
Great.
as well. Bedouins and tourists, when they cooperate with each other to clean up the area in Sinai, it was really a great image of Egypt, and to use the Bedouin simple personality and characters, and they always smiling, and they have like simple things, but they are so happy with these simple things, and tourists were so happy with the event to collaboration with these kind people.
Great.
it's also it increases the cultural bond.
Yes.
When there is a common activity, it increases the bond between whatever tourists. They get the taste of what Egypt is really like, and they
Absolutely
do
right,
something
Thoraya.
positive.
Minute
Absolutely
Mohammed,
right.
before we wrap up quickly, please and briefly, what are your plans for 2019?
Why? What?
What are your plans for 2019?
2019?
Oh, no. Actually, it's after the United Nations meeting in this month. There is a strategy for it's called clean. It's called Clean Egypt, and this will start in April for a whole year. It will start with the cleanup campaign that will be on the 11th and 12th, and celebrated at Sakia Said Sawi on the 22nd until the following year, where there will be following cleanup campaigns launched. In the middle, there will be speakers talking about how there could be strategies in order to have a holistic change, and hopefully we can target a private sector and leaders in that field in order to have a say in the parliament or in the
That's wonderful
media.
initiative.
Yeah.
Thoraya Al-Hag and Moamen Osama Ramadan, members and coordinators for the Let's Do It Egypt campaign and the Youth Love Egypt campaigns. Thank you very much for joining us, and good luck in your noble efforts. We commend what you are doing. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
so much.
Dear viewers, stay with us. You're still watching Nile Cruise. A break, and we'll be back again.